Male lead is the new forensic sketch artist for their homicide unit. The male lead has scars and tattoos all over his body, specifically all over his arms and his chest. The main character's childhood friend is a little too obsessed with the main character in the male lead's relationship. Like, he's always questioning it. He's always going, did you turn gay for him? Did you? Like, no way you turned gay for him, right? Right? Like, this man is a little too suspicious, a little too in the nose about it. And I'm like, dude, I guess he wants to just protect his friend, but it's also sounding a little too gay. I know he has feelings for women because, like, he wants to date the morgue lady, but, like, still. The main character finally does start taking therapy if he wants to actually solve the case, and his therapist is his ex-girlfriend, who broke up with him while he was an undercover cop because he was acting like a criminal, and she was super upset with him because she was trying to question if this is for a mission as a cop, and he was like having to lie through his teeth because he knew someone might be spying on him, and so they broke up because she didn't trust him. She didn't believe in him, which again is understandable, but yeah, it's kind of sucky when he re-meets her and he finds out that the person that is his therapist is now his ex-girlfriend. So the first murder case that we get to read about, and it takes up half the book, is about a rich family of 6. They were entirely murdered in horrible ways, especially the eldest daughter. She was killed the worst. The male lead was a suspect for the murder case because the murderer made it look exactly like one of his artworks from years ago, and also took credit from his book. Like, literally, the male lead was a suspect, kind of like Castle from Castle. You know how Castle comes in the very first episode? Very much like that. He was a suspect, but the male lead is able to prove himself innocent and reveals that he's their new forensic sketch artist. Like, fucking damn it. The second suspect is a delivery ex-druggie who was framed and then was also attempted murder on. Like, they had murderers had full plans of throwing his ass into the river and leaving him to die, and made it look like he killed them, and he was killed the family, and then disappeared. Like, that was their full-on plans. Like, framing him, but things don't go well for them. Delivery ex-druggie, he was saved by the neighborhood's hero, and this neighborhood hero do a lot of great deeds. He, like, helps people, he saves people. He sits out in the middle of the night with his light on his cart so women can feel safe when they're going home. He literally protects the women of his streets from harassers, kidnappers, and abusers. Like, he protects them. And he was trying to get rid of his own evidence to a murder he committed 30 years ago when he found the delivery ex-druggie and saved the dude's life. But yet, he was trying to get rid of evidence of a crime he committed 30 years ago. He had murdered a mother and daughter who was just actually trying to help him because his life and career was destroyed by a big company man and his employees, and he was left with nothing. His wife abandoned him. He was literally on the streets. He was trying to find food. He even tried to steal from another family, but their dog kept him from stealing. He comes across the mother and daughter who let him into their house, and he overhears them listening to a radio about a murder case. And he assumes the woman on the voice in the radio is the mother's voice because he can't see her. So he kills her because he thinks she's pretending to be kind while going to throw him to the police. So he kills her, and when her daughter comes down to see what's going on, he kills the girl. And then he discovers the mother was just doing a good deed. She was listening to the radio. What he thought she was going to do, she wasn't doing. She was actually setting up food for him also, and he feels fucking disgusting for what he did. But he still stole from them and ran off with the things he stole. And he kept the jewelry box for 30 years and finally decided he was going to get rid of it. And that's when he came across the ex-druggie delivery dude and saved his life. And now he's confessing because the main character had came to him, told him about everything because he was suspecting this dude. And this dude didn't want another man's life on his hands. So he revealed everything to protect this man. The accomplice to the murderer was the murderer's secretary. She was in love with the murderer, and the murderer is going to be called the escape room killer. Yeah, she was his secretary, was in love with him, and hated his girlfriend, who was one of the victims. Like, yeah, she hated the girl and was going to help him get rid of her. So the accomplice secretary and the escape room killer, they needed the security films to frame the ex-druggie delivery man, but because the fire happened, the security tape was kind of lost for a time period, but that's why when the tape was rediscovered and saved, that's why the ex-delivery druggie got framed. But yeah, they wanted to set him up, but the fire happened, and the person who committed this fire was a stalker co-worker of one of the victims, the girlfriend of the escape room killer. Yeah, she set the fire because she wanted to be able to sneak into the escape room killer's girlfriend's room because she either had ideas of killing the girl or just because she wanted to watch the girl, and she needed the security tape, burnt so she wouldn't be caught for stalking or planning to commit murder. She also, because she was super jealous, like she had some sort of like weird relationship going on with the escape room killer's girlfriend, and she thought they had a relationship going on. Maybe it was just her delusions. But yeah, she thought there was something going on because the girl stayed with her for a couple of weeks and then returned back to her boyfriend while the period of time her and her boyfriend was broken up. So she got a little titty pissed. So she made it look like the escape room killer's girlfriend was cheating on him on the entire time. Like literally made it look like this poor girl was cheating on her boyfriend and was showing the evidence, supposed evidence, to the escape room killer, which, sooner or later led to her death and her family's death. Yeah.